What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man's Grinch 37 back at it with another video. You saw me in the short yesterday where I got rid of that stupid toxic game of 331. This is now my monthly trip, and I will be giving you, and for those who are new to this channel and do not know what my monthly check is, it is where every single month I rank the movies I've seen from the worst to the best, both new releases and movies other people have seen that I have not seen before. But before we get to actual beginning of the video itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, will also maybe help with the YouTube algorithm, recommend the video to more people, and maybe they could join that. And do feel free to comment as well. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go out of character here for a second. This mask is really hard to breathe in. I'm sorry, y'all. I wanted to do this yesterday, but I was exhausted yesterday wearing this costume for Halloween. So I walked around a long time, and I thought to myself, do I still have to do a video on this? So I waited to do it here today, but hopefully you guys still accept it, and happy belated Halloween to every one of you. Then after my ranking, I go to my overhaul, which is my new movies and stuff that I got this month all around. And I also show you my new pictures on the ceiling. But with that being said, guys, let's get right to it. And let's go. Alright. So, just like most of my other October monthly checks, this month was also I saw a total of 27 movies, which some of them were movies that came out this year I hadn't seen yet. Some are movies that are beloved classics that everyone else has seen that I have not seen, and then also there's the new releases that obviously came to theaters. So coming in at number 27, easily definitely going to be in my bottom 5 of this year. And probably it might be my worst pick for the worst movie of the year. I don't know. It's very closely tied with Megamind vs. Doom Syndicate. I'll probably put this over Megamind vs. Doom Syndicate because at least it's fun back. And that is none other than Mousetrap. So for those who do not know what this is the Mickey Mouse horror movie, and yeah, this was a piece of dog crap. I almost wanted to use another expletive in there, but I decided not to, because we keep it family friendly here, folks, okay? But this was absolutely garbage. I mean, I'll get some of the positives out of the way first. I only have 2. I think the actual, setting for the movie in, an arcade is somewhat fun, I guess, but it's still not a good setting. And also, I think there could be, a guilty pleasure, fun, bad mood to it. However, everything else, the acting was absolutely terrible. Do you guys care about spoilers? Okay, if you guys care about spoilers, just fast forward a little bit until you see number 26 pop up on the screen. But there was a point in the movie where the main character dies, and then the guy that has a crush on her, and she had a crush on him, she gets her head cut clean off by Mickey Mouse, and then he's going oh man, I was gonna ask her out, and then he just cut her head off. It says it in that exact tone, not adding any emotional requirements to the scene whatsoever, and it was just huh? And then this movie even has a post-credit scene, and it's going, what is that supposed to set up? I mean, probably a whole lot of people saw this and rented it mostly because they love these type of movies. So fair enough. Hopefully you guys had a fun time with it. I did not. I gave this a 1-star review on Letterboxd. So That's how much I did not like this movie. Oh, I need breath. Whoo! Oh, my hat. Hold on, it's like my hat. You see the Grinch's bald spot. Oops. I wish this actually sticked to the hat. Okay. I mean, actually, I think I can take a breath now. Whoo! Okay, fresh air. Hold on a second. Hopefully you guys can hear me well in this thing. Okay. Woo! Alright. Number 26 is a Stephen King adaptation, none other than Thinner. So the basic story of this is a guy runs over a gypsy's daughter. The gypsy curses him and makes him have the curse that he's going to keep on getting thinner, thinner, and thinner, and thinner. And then he eventually dies. Yeah, this movie was pretty bad too. Probably one of the worst. Okay, this is a little too tight. I'm moving it up a little bit. But this is probably one of the worst Stephen King to movie adaptations I've seen. Probably it is the worst. I thought the acting was pretty bad. For the first part of the movie, when it was kind of breezing by the thinningness of the character, I thought it was a fun, bad nature to it. But then it gets stuck on this one part of the thinningness where the character is just on this one level of getting thinner. And it doesn't go any further with that. And then just sticks with that for the rest of the movie. And I was just going... Okay, yeah, you could have at least had a fun, bad nature to it, and then it got slow, boring. And the ending was overall just really goofy and stupid, and the acting was pretty goofy too. So it comes in at number 26. So from here on up, I would say the rest of these movies aren't bad movies. I think they're mediocre to amazing. So not bad, but disappointing. Coming in at number 25, I have The Purge. I was originally going to say The First Purge, but there's actually a movie called The First Purge. So I did. But it's The Purge from 2013 with Ethan Hawke and his family in the house. And this was a huge missed opportunity to have it actually explore the outside of The Purge instead of just being a home invasion movie. It decides to be that instead of exploring The Purge. It has some pretty terrible, stupid character decisions, I will admit as well. The villains in the movie, not memorable whatsoever. They have memorable masks, but that's pretty much it. Ethan Hawke does act good. I don't think any of the characters are likable necessarily, maybe besides one character, but pretty much that's it. Purge coming in at number 25. I'm gonna try to speed run past some of these. I'll try to end it a little bit quicker. Unless if it's one that I have deep impression thoughts on it. Coming in at number 24, I have Here. So this is the most recent movie I've watched on this list, which I watched it yesterday on Halloween, an early screening of it. And also, another missed opportunity. I do admit that the acting is good at sometimes, but overall, it's not good acting all the time by every actor in here, because they have their moments to shine, but all the acting is still not their best by any means. This also has one sort of angle for the movie the whole entire time. I thought it was an interesting idea, but I still didn't like it, because the problem with the movie is there's way too much de-aging in here. And we still have not mastered that at all, by the way. And you get real close-ups of the de-aging, and it just looks, ugh. Like, for the most part, it looks pretty decent for Tom Hanks, but the person that plays Jenny from Forrest Gump did not look good. And also there's these square transitions I didn't like, and also it follows a bunch of different families that instead of just following one, which I thought was, and it keeps on jumping back and forth, and it feels kind of a jumbled mess. Coming in at number 23. Oh, gotta take a deep breath again. Okay. Alright. Number 23, I have Mr. Crockett. This is a straight to Hulu, or a Huluween original that came out this year. And, I had a guilty pleasure fun time with it. Is it great? No, but it was still fun. Basically, it's if Mr. Rogers and Freddy Krueger were mixed into one, and that is Mr. Crockett, where he basically kills any parents that are abusive in any way to their kids, and then he'll take the kids to his world, and they'll have fun all over. The kills in here I thought were quite fun. There's one with a bubble that I thought was really shocking for how brutal it was, and also the open kills sequence pretty good too. However, I don't think the acting was all that good, maybe besides Mr. Crockett. I think the guy that played Mr. Crockett did really good. But everyone else, and also I didn't find any of the human characters likable, or main characters likable, if that makes sense. Coming in at number 22, I have The Descent Part 2. And for those who do not know, I love the first Descent. And I, not too long ago, found out it had a sequel and I was going, So it came to on demand. I watched it. And for those who like the theatrical ending to The Descent, this could be a nice little piece to that. I actually prefer the original ending to the movie that isn't the theatrical ending for the US to the original Descent, so this one was just, yeah. So, I do admit the gore is still pretty good. I think the creatures are downgraded, though, the crawlers or whatever they're called. Hold on a second. Has a pretty likable cast, I think, because it has, the guy that plays the prince from, Once Upon a Time in here. You got, Sarah coming back, obviously, from the first film, and then you also have another returning character in here, too, which I was pretty nice, but they misused her quite a bit. And that ending, I hated. So, overall, it was a mixed bag. There were some moments that I had fun with it, and then there were some moments I didn't. Coming in at number 21, I have Venom: The Last Dance. And it's the same as the other movies. They're guilty pleasure fun times, and they're aware it's a guilty pleasure fun time. And this was a fitting send-off to the trilogy. It fits right in the middle of my Venom ranking. So, simple as that. Coming in at number 20, I have Insidious Chapter 2. I watched the first Insidious... Oh, wait. Did I watch it this month? No, I watched it last month. My bad. I loved the first Insidious, and this one, I think, closed out the story well. However, I didn't love it nearly as much as the first Insidious. I thought the story was interesting, how they're trying to get, Patrick, what's the guy's name? Patrick Warburton? No, not Patrick Warburton. Patrick Warburton's the guy that voices Kronk. Patrick Wilson. No, I think that's what his name is, right? Yes. Where they're trying to get him out of the afterlife. I like that side of the story. And also, this has some backstory for the Woman in Black, which I was just on, but it doesn't have the lipstick-based in it anymore. But it does end their story pretty well, even though I've never seen Insidious, the most recent one. Okay, and also from the Venom: The Last Dance up, I think all these are good, I think. Number 19 is Pumpkinhead. So, for how I would put it, basically, for viewers, is it's basically Pet Sematary, but the guy's kid dies, and he sets an evil upon the reason for his kid's death against other teenagers and stuff. And I think all the acting wasn't that good, maybe besides I think the main dad dude did good. Everyone else, I liked the practical effects. The practical effects were really good, especially for Pumpkinhead. The way he looks, it was really cool. But overall, it is very similar to Pet Sematary, so that's another negative I have. But it's still good. I would recommend. It's still solid. I don't love it, but I think it's solid. Coming in at number 18, sorry. I have House of Wax. And House of Wax is another movie that came out during that era from the 2000s to the 2010s with these horror remakes that kept on getting pushed out. And I had never seen the original House of Wax with Vincent Price, but this one was quite good, you know? It's under the same pile of those other movies that came out during that time frame of good horror remakes, like among Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what are some other ones? Overall, it just ends up being there. And I think this is the most disturbing, like, premise for a horror movie. Where you have, like, the hot wax thing where you get doused in hot wax and basically you can't move, you can't talk, and you just slowly die there frozen while other people can't tell if you're real, can't know if you're real or not, and then you have, Overall, that premise is just, I would hate that premise. Like, I would literally die by any of the other horror slashers, and I would be fine. I would be, okay, just kill me off right away. That I would not want to endure at all. Coming in at number 17, I have Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. And as I mentioned before, with the horror remakes, I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 movie, and this is the prequel to that movie. And I think this one's good too, but overall this one was very predictable, because it is a prequel and you were totally expecting the ending no matter what. You knew what was going to happen. Also, this movie, horror prequels most of the time are just answering questions you weren't asking, and also giving answers you don't like to the questions you were asking. And that happens here. But overall, it's still a good horror prequel. I would recommend this one. And also, you get the best looking Leatherface with the fresh look of his face, the face, you know. Okay. Okay. Number 16, I have Piece by Piece. I think this is the only movie that isn't a horror movie. Well, Venom: The Last Dance is a horror movie, but this is the first, like, family-friendly movie on the list. This probably fits right in the middle of my Lego Movie ranking. I'm not that familiar with Pharrell Williams, so I watched this movie going in completely blind, basically, about his life story, and overall, I thought this was good. I thought this was a good, solid biopic. I will admit, however, there was a part of the movie where most of the movie a little bit later on, it tries to go through every single person that was vital to Pharrell Williams' fame, and it goes by them pretty slowly, and I think they could have montaged through that a little faster, but they just decided not to. But, it was very interesting to express things with the Lego Movie, and also it did drag a couple times. But the story was good. Pharrell Williams did a good job of playing himself, and comes in at number 16. Number 15, I have Smile, the first one. I never got to see it when it came out, 2022. But I watched it in preparation for the second movie, which we'll see a lot higher on this list. And while this is still quite familiar, I still thoroughly enjoyed the first Smile. I thought the jump scares caught me off guard quite a few times. I was not expecting them. I think the kills were pretty decent in here. I liked most of the characters. I liked the main girl, and also the dude that's helping her out, and I wouldn't be mad at more of these. Coming in at number 14, I have 13 Ghosts, which I knew about, but I never watched it. And I watched it, and this actually has Matthew Lillard in it, one of my favorite actors, and he does really good in here. He's probably my only likable character in this movie. Everyone else is okay. But yeah, I definitely rooted for him. It gave all very unique ghost designs in this movie, so that's something going for it too. I can't tell if this is a remake. I don't know if it is or not, but if it's a remake, it's a good remake. Yeah, and there's that, so goes there. Pretty bad CGI at times, I will admit. Coming in at number 13, I have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. I tried to do the Winnie the Pooh thing. I haven't watched the first Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, nor do I care to watch that movie because how horrible I've heard people talk about that. And I just watched this one, not watching the first one, which the first one they actually make the first one in here kind of irrelevant and make it the movie of the actual massacre itself in the movie. So, I thought this was fun. I thought this was a fun little B movie. I do admit it still takes itself a little too seriously at times, but at least it does acknowledge the fun concept with Winnie the Pooh and his friends killing people. So, and we get some pretty cool kills in here, I will admit. We also get some pretty decent kills, especially with the bear trap. It also gave all Pooh and his friends very distinct personalities. Like, Pooh is the big brute, aka like Leatherface and Michael Myers and Jason gave him that role. Tigger was kind of like Freddy Krueger, and he did a lot of things with his claws like Freddy Krueger, so I thought that was pretty cool, and he kept calling people female dogs all the time. Not Jeepers Creepers. Al kind of reminded you of Jeepers Creepers with his look, but overall he's the one that is the informant of the group. And Piglet was kind of like Leatherface, I think. But you don't get to see much of Piglet. Alright. Coming in at number 12, I have Smile 2. And I loved this one more than the first one. I will admit, still it's not perfect, but I still liked it quite a bit. Naomi Scott delivered a fantastic performance in her main role. This one is even more gory and gruesome than the first film. The ending I liked quite a bit. While still being predictable, I still liked that ending quite a bit. I think all the jump scares are also still good. So, yeah, it comes in at number 12. I enjoyed it. Coming in at number 11, I have Salem's Lot. And I have not watched the original miniseries from the, 80s or 90s. And basically just watched it because it was an HBO Max original. And this one I had a fun time with. I actually liked it quite a bit. The acting was quite good. I liked a couple of the characters. I think the kills are pretty decent. I overall liked it being included in this one entire town. I liked the look for the main big bad vampire. And I would like a sequel to this. I had a fun time with this. Coming in at number 10, I have The Ring with Samara. And I once almost watched this, but then just plans happened where I didn't watch it. And this was good. I liked it. I think probably the Japanese original film's probably better. But it does do a lot of good things. I think it does drag on some certain days, but I do like the characters, and you do root for them, and you understand why Samara is doing this, and you understand where she's coming from. Okay, hold on. I need to take this off for a second. Oh, I'm gonna take a break for a second, okay? That's harder to breathe than the Joker mask, because the Joker mask, you have a hole right through the mouth. That you don't get a hole at all through the mouth. But yeah, overall likes the Ring. Number 9, I have Saw, the original Saw, and I also like this one quite a bit too. I think this was, of course, James Wan's. I think this was his directorial debut, correct me if I'm wrong, and he does really good at directing in here. His very well written movie. All the traps are very good. Jigsaw as a killer, I think, is really good. However, I do think some of the I felt mixed. I didn't like Carrie Elway's performance, but Lee Whannell's was mixed, because there were some moments I thought he was good and there's some moments I didn't. But overall, very intriguing mystery, and that twist ending, while being spoiled about it, still was a really good ending. Now number 8, I have The Exorcist. Saw 2, and I don't know where that came from, but Saw 2, I enjoyed way more than the first film. This one, you get more people together at the same exact time, and they're all I lost my train of thought. Darn it. But yes, they're all together, and you get some pretty gnarly, traps in here. You got the, Venus flytrap, and then you also got the needle pit in here with it, which, wow, that was such a oofy fall. Is that all I can think of, really? Yes, and also, like, more likable characters and more better acting, I think. And Donnie Wahlberg delivers a good performance in here, too. Coming in at number 7, is The Exorcist, which, The Exorcist I've never seen before, and it's obviously a very important movie to the horror genre itself, over the years, and people have always said that it's the scariest movie of all time. And I wouldn't say it is, but it definitely deserves that title for that time, because it made a whole lot of people freaked out. The practical effects in here are really good. The characters are really good as well. Reagan, you do care for and want her to get out of this. Also, a couple more of the characters also you do root for. And yeah, overall, I will admit the only negative I have with the movie is I thought it was kind of slow. So that's the only problem I had with it. But otherwise, I still liked the movie quite a bit. Coming in at number 6, I have Happy Death Day. And Happy Death Day is one of the better PG-13 horror movie remakes. And, not remakes, sorry. One of the better PG-13 horror movies. Where it's Groundhog Day, but with a slasher tone to it, of course. But, of course, it's a little bit trimmed down because it is PG-13 after all. I think, I will admit, I didn't love the look for the baby doll face killer, or whatever his name is. I didn't enjoy that. But, characters, were pretty good. The kills were pretty good for PG-13. And overall, it was kind of a horror comedy, and I thought the comedic aspects were quite funny. So there's that. Coming in at number 5, though, is Happy Death Day to You, where this one's more the sci-fi comedy horror approach than the first film, and I kind of enjoyed that one a little bit more with this one, and I thought there was a little bit more emotional weight to it. Because you already experienced it before, and this time she might never come back. So I liked that approach to the movie quite a bit as well. Coming in at number 4, I have The Crazies, which The Crazies, I have never seen the original film. I believe it's done by George someone. I forgot what his name was. But I never watched the first one, and this one I thought was also another great horror remake from that time. Where also as a cast I really like, you have Danielle Panabaker in here, which she does really good. You also have the guy that plays Mickey from Scream 2 in here as the main character, and he's a really good character. This is kind of like a zombie movie, but also isn't at the same exact time. It adds its own unique spin on the situation, which I enjoyed quite a bit. And you do really care about the characters, and you want them to make it out alive. So that's another thing they did great with. Coming in at number 3, I have Freaky, which is another Blumhouse movie where it could have easily been PG-13, but I'm glad they went with rated R because it is a horror comedy. Vince Vaughn basically is a horror killer, and Catherine Newton is a teenager girl. They switch places, and it's Freaky Friday, but a horror movie where Vince Vaughn is now in Catherine Newton's body, and then Catherine Newton's now in Vince Vaughn's body, and the serial killer's body, and everyone's freaking out next to him. So I think that's quite funny. The kills in here were quite funny, and quite brutal at the same exact time. Vince Vaughn is hilarious playing a teenage girl in his own body. And yeah, overall, it was just a blast. I had a fun time. Coming in at number 2, I have An American Werewolf in London, which I love the original Wolfman movie. That is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I thought this was a great counterpiece to that. It's not a sequel, but it's more of a kind of remake, but it's its own spin where you have an American going to London, he gets bit by a werewolf, and he is a werewolf. So, I thought it was well acted. I think, if you're talking about this movie, you gotta acknowledge the practical effects are amazing throughout here. Especially that main, jaw thing that keeps on happening in the movie with the actual Wolfman mask, which I got to experience at the Universal Horror Makeup Show, where they displayed how it basically elongated the nose and stuff, which I thought that was very fascinating. I thought all the kills were quite good too, and yeah, it was overall just a great movie, I do admit it. But coming in at number 1, the number 1 movie I ranked 5 stars on my Letterboxd, and that of course is Misery. And this is my pick for the best Stephen King movie adaptation. I think everything about here was flawless. I think Kathy Bates, do I need to say anything? She won an Oscar, for crying out loud, for this actual performance. She did amazing. Also, James Caan, what's the guy's name? I'm sorry, I'm a little tired, because I'm filming this late at night, but, yes, I'm pretty sure, yeah, James Caan, the guy from Elf, he does phenomenal in here too, in his role as well, which you really want him to survive. And the Kathy Bates and his dynamic are really good for the movie, and they do back off each other quite well, or bounce off each other quite well in there. It's very smartly written throughout the whole entire movie, and overall it was just an intense thrill ride, and it was great. Alright, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take off the gloves, and I'll put the mask back on, alright? Because the gloves are making it hard for me to move my hands. So, I'm gonna switch to the mask, alright? Because gave it enough time now. Here we go. Okay, breathe. I just swallowed my hair. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we go into my overall, and I'm not an elf. Put that down. There we go. Good. Yes. Ooh, yes. Look at that. Alright, so these are my new stuff that I got this month. Let's talk about non-movies. First, so we have... I gotta switch them on real quick. We have the Chucky, animatronic, doll, popcorn bucket doll from Halloween Horror Nights. Hey, Chucky. Hey, Chucky. Hey, Chucky.
From now on, no more Mr. Good Guy.
Hey, Chucky.
All right, kid. Fun's over.
Hey, Chucky.
Sorry, kid. You got me. Bad.
Yeah, so I got that. Let me switch them off so I don't waste the battery. But yeah, I got that. So I was originally looking for some physical media, but they didn't have any, so I just went with that. Alright. We also got this from Wild Robots, where it's kind of like a McDonald's thing, so you get this little makeshift thing to make your own robot. And I haven't used that really. Me. Here we got some movies that I got from the family collection. So I have True Grit, which I've never seen the original movie, but has pretty star-studded cast. It has Jeff Bridges, Matt Damon, Josh Brolin, and Haley Steinfeld in here. I believe this is one of her first roles, correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, I heard great things about this, so I'm excited to watch it when I watch it. Next up, we got Source Code. I have seen this movie before, and I like it quite a bit. I think it is quite good. It's a sci-fi take on Groundhog Day. And for that reason, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Next up, we got the BFG. I love this movie. I haven't seen it in a while, I do admit. But I thought it was a pretty good movie when the year it came out, like 2016, right? Yes. Glass, I still have not seen this one. I love Split and Unbreakable, but I still have not seen this one because I heard the ending, and I think that ending sounds crap on paper. So there's that. Next up, we got also a Planet Earth Blu-ray, which, yeah, okay, Planet Earth. Next up, we got 300, and 300, I started watching once, but I never finished. So now I get to finish it whenever. And then finally, from the family cabinet, we have Secret Life of Pets, which I haven't watched in a long time, but I remember it being okay when I was younger. I also got this, what is this, like multiple charger thing from Venom: The Last Dance, like it charges multiple things. I don't know, it's very confusing. Like there's the back right there, and then I don't know, very confused by that. Anyways, okay, hold on. Ooh. Okay, these are stuff that I got for myself. So we got a Quiet Place: The Road Ahead video game, which I started playing and I do like it quite a bit so far. Stay tuned for the second part on my channel soon. I don't know when, but stay tuned for it soon. Then we also got some WWE pay-per-view Blu-rays. We have Royal Rumble 2012, which the only match I've watched on here is, of course, the Royal Rumble from 2012. And I actually like that Rumble, and I'm glad Sheamus won because he got his moment. So, yeah, there's that. It is unfortunate that Jericho never won a Royal Rumble in WWE, but it is what it is. But they had a really great final too. I also have seen the triple threat with Daniel Bryan, Big Show, and Mark Henry. It was okay. And then John Cena versus Kane. Don't get me wrong, I love them too, but that ending was crap. Next up, we also got an upgrade for my WWE pay-per-view collection because I had a DVD. It is a Blu-ray Over the Limit 2011, which the only match I've seen is the main event with John Cena and The Miz in the I Quit match, which I'm pretty sure it's better than their WrestleMania 27 match, which I still have not seen. I have seen R-Truth versus Rey Mysterio too. When R-Truth was here. Okay. I need to take a breath again. Whew. Why do I do this to myself? I hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm exhausting myself. Alright. We also got Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series on Blu-ray, which I have never seen this series. But I will watch it for the first time soon to get my concept on the show and what I think about it. We also got another upgrade, Beetlejuice on 4K, so I could upgrade my DVD, and it was perfect for Halloween time, so I got it. Which I love Beetlejuice, by the way. Next up, we got Gladiator on 4K, so I could upgrade the DVD. One of my favorite movies of all time. I'm a little nervous about the sequel, because why did this need a sequel? But anyways, I've heard great things so far. Hopefully they're not overhyped. Overhyping it, but I love this quite a bit. Next up, we got Stanley Kubrick's The Shining on 4K. Of course, one of the most important movies in horror history. I think it's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of most important horror movies. We got, I'll save that for last. We got Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on 4K Steelbook. Beautiful 4K Steelbook, might I add. Yeah, I'm glad I have this so I can upgrade 2 DVDs. And we also have tied with Furiosa for my favorite movie of the year. That, of course, being Deadpool and Wolverine on 4K. Originally, I was going to get the 4K Steelbook, but I forgot to pre-order it, so I just got the 4K instead, and yeah, so I rewatched it again, and I still love it. Okay. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got to show some posters, and then we'll show the new pictures I have on the wall. So, transition to Josami. Alright, so I got a Lights Out poster, which I like that movie quite a bit. I got a Piece by Piece poster right here for the movie, of course. I got a Blumfest poster with, of course, Paranormal Activity there. You got Happy Death Day, The Black Phone, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Insidious Chapter 2. Then you also got, hold on a second, you got Smile 2. Of course, I got that when I saw the Smile movie. And also, I got, wait, where's it? Oh, Joker Filet Ado poster, which I did not see. So, yeah. I also got a Grinch picture there. And then I also got, I know it's probably hard to see, but you got Carl Fredricksen and Doug there. So, yeah. But with that being said, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of another monthly check. Be sure to, I just had a voice crack. Stay tuned for another one. And with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one. Everybody. Peace.